Next, I'd like to talk about what we see as artificial weather modification in China. So we're seeing both in Beijing in November, in Urumqi in Xinjiang, snow coming down, disrupted roads, stranded vehicles, blizzard conditions, apparently 31 millimeters in 24 hours, trees snapping, and it's acknowledged that it's weather manipulation, Dane. So why would China be overcooling Beijing and Urumqi?
Mainstream media covered that from many different directions. CNN, MSNBC, Popular Mechanics. It's no secret that they're engineering what should have been a liquid precipitation event, rain, into snow. Many different constituents in this. One of those elements are surfactants. Surfactants are what makes soap slippery. They're used in this mix to keep the particles from coagulating, from sticking together, which causes a faster descent time. So thus we have people who think they know how to drive on snow-covered roads that now don't, because literally it's like soap-soaked snow. So, and the avalanche it showed is, to clarify what that is, that avalanche coming down the canyon is just a sign of the melting that's occurring from the Swiss Alps to the Himalayas. The melting is off the scale. And we see people that want to push rants of global cooling. I'm not an Al Gore fan, not an AOC fan, don't like any of the environmental groups. But again, if Al Gore said it's daytime and it's night, should we take the opposite position, even if it's not? So again, the bottom line is we need people to clear the preconceptions and ideologies and look at the data. Let me ask you this. There's probably not many in your circles that are really alarmed from a biosphere standpoint, is there?
I think there's not a lot of knowledge, but I think people are very concerned about the environment, that we have been poor stewards of the environment and that geoengineering is real. I think most of our viewers would acknowledge both those things.
They might, even if they acknowledge that, though, do you think that they feel there's an immediate existential threat? Would you say that that's a very...
No, I think that issue, Dane, I think that most people, even those that are very concerned about geoengineering and about the environment, do not perceive that we are at a precipice. I don't think that that's generally understood.
And that's so perplexing when we look at data, not speculation. An 80 to 90% collapse of insects right now. We have forests dying all over the globe. We have a 90% decline based on, this is all peer-reviewed study, 90% decline in plankton, no people in the Atlantic. That's 500 locations in the Atlantic, 90% decline. And you can find, quote, debunking sources that will deny all of this, everything. No matter how much carnage we see around the world, from aquatic life washing up on beaches dead everywhere, and fisheries collapsing, crops collapsing, we see staple items gone from food shelves already in California in certain regard. Mary, did you see the fog in California? Did you happen to catch that? So the whole Central Valley of California, the breadbasket of California, for the last 17 days has been under a blanket of freezing cold fog. It sticks out on a satellite image like a sore thumb. And again, above that, what do we have? Because I'm above it. I'm on a mountain at the top of the Central Valley looking all the way down the valley, and all you see is a blanket of fog every single day. And above that, we have massive aerosol spraying dispersions, and the temperatures are very warm, t-shirt weather, above this freezing layer of fog on the ground. So the atmosphere is stratifying, it's layering. Climate engineering is affecting that equation radically. The map you showed of what's coming for the Southwest in this record heat, we're in uncharted territory. I want to make that clear. We're in completely uncharted territory. And just as a reminder, we talked about this before, Mary, but you do remember the blizzard in New Orleans, January 21st of this year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Blizzard on the Gulf Coast, blizzards in Florida, massive media headlines everywhere. Look how cold it is. They didn't tell us that on the same day, middle of winter, January 21st, above freezing and raining in much of the Arctic, Alaska, Greenland, Iceland, Siberia, above freezing and raining while there's a blizzard in New Orleans. So people need to take a look at the wider horizon, not just what's happening outside their door, and to look past the clear talking points you see on Matrix Media, Weather Channel, Weather Central, Weather Nation. They all parrot the same talking points. It's blatantly obvious for anybody who watches.